Whoa! You're a mud for what you did to Afghanistan. Terrible, terrible.
Don't sniff him. Back up, just
terrible.
Don't sniff him.
All right, guys, so that's a video of Biden being heckled as he was doing his 9/11 tour yesterday and the ceremonies and all that stuff, okay? And guys, it's funny because it's just a continuation of a trend that we're now seeing going on across the country, in which people are pissed off at Biden, right? People are mad at Biden, right? So much so to the point where, you know, things like F Biden is now becoming like a chant, right? That people are chanting at college football games. People making songs titled F Biden, right? Hit viral songs are coming out going after Joe Biden. This man has really pissed off a lot of people when it comes to the whole handling of the Afghanistan thing. It is what it is. And they're letting him know about it, right? Now, I think that this is getting to Biden. And the reason why I know, guys, is because when he was on his Hurricane Ida tour through New Jersey and New York and all that stuff, the first thing he said when he gave his speech was that, well, you know, everybody was thankful to see me and everybody loved me and nobody was yelling or had anything negative to say about the fact that I'm here, right? Here to save the day.
None of them were shouting or complaining. Every one of them were thanking me as if it was something special. I mean it sincerely, that I was here.
Okay, that's what he said. And that was the first thing that came out of his mouth. And when I did a video about that, guys, I said, yeah, I think this is actually getting to Biden. Like, his team is aware of kind of how people are feeling about him right now. Okay, now I actually have proof now that it is getting to him, as he admits that he's actually worried about people saying F him. Take a look.
Point is, what I'm thinking about today is what these people who, and I've got a small piece of one of the beams they have, they gave me last time, or not last time, but how many times ago, and the flag they gave me. And I'm thinking of, you know, what are the people who died? What would they be thinking? They think this makes sense for us to be doing this kind of thing where you ride down the street and someone has a sign saying F so-and-so, or, I mean, it's not who we are.
Guys, this man is shook, bro. He is shook, man. He is shook. Okay, it is getting to him. This man is worried, okay? This man literally saying, hey, you know, what would 9/11 victims, you know, what would they think about people having these signs that say F Biden, right? Like, what would they think about that, right? And I find it, you know, really kind of disingenuous for Biden to say this, because he didn't have anything to say about George W. Bush coming out here and comparing January 6th to 9/11.
The security measures incorporated into our lives are both sources of comfort and reminders of our vulnerability. And we have seen growing evidence that the dangers to our country can come not only across borders, but from violence that gathers within. There is little cultural overlap between violent extremists abroad and violent extremists at home. But in their disdain for pluralism, in their disregard for human life, in their determination to defile national symbols, they are children of the same foul spirit, and it is our continuing duty to confront them.
So as you hear there, that's George W. Bush, who was president when 9/11 happened, coming out here and basically comparing U.S. citizens to foreign terrorists, essentially comparing January 6th to 9/11. And nobody in the liberal media is coming out here and saying, is that disrespectful? right? Is that disrespectful to the victims that died on 9/11? Because I think it is. And I've made that argument so many times. I think that's one of the most disgusting things that you can do. Okay? And to get back to Joe Biden here, Biden asked the question of what would 9/11 victims think about people saying F Biden. Well, I don't know what they would think, okay? And I'm not trying to speak for them whatsoever, but I would think that they probably would be more concerned about you trying to compare U.S. citizens to foreign terrorists. I think they probably would be more concerned about it. I don't know. I try to be really careful when I talk about the deceased. But because I have so much respect for the victims of 9/11, I would never come out here and try to compare what they went through to anything like that, right? Anything having to do with January 6th, or wonder if they would be concerned about some political signage, okay? I would never do that. But see, Democrats, they love doing that. They've tried to use 9/11 for their own political gain, okay? And that, to me, again, guys, is disgusting. So Biden can come out here and whine and boohoo and cry all he want about the F Biden songs, but there was a song by YG called F Trump, right? F Donald Trump. The left has set the precedent that this type of political rhetoric is okay, right? It's fair game because the left said any and everything they wanted about Trump, okay? F Trump. They posted any type of pictures they want about Trump. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the Kathy Griffin picture, okay? Y'all know what I'm talking about. And Biden said nothing about it. The left was like, oh, no, it's fine because we hate Trump. Trump's a bad person. So, therefore, it's cool to post pictures like that and to say whatever you want about the man, right? And listen, hey, it's free speech. It's free speech. So, hey, I kind of get it. It is what it is. But it's not like Biden came out here and condemned that. So now that Biden's getting a taste of his own medicine, which, again, is free speech. Oh, this is so bad. Why are they saying that? And then tries to use 9/11 victims to try to condemn people saying F him. Right? Like, how disgusting is that? How desperate is that? Right? It's so desperate. So again, miss me with all this boohoo whining and complaining about the F Biden songs because you guys said this was okay under Trump. You set it up for this to be how our political discourse is. Now you have to deal with the consequences. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. But the F Biden signs weren't the only thing on Joe Biden's mind. Apparently, he was also concerned about boxing Trump. Take a listen.
This idea that, you know, well, you know, what do you want to do with Biden? I want to box him. I should be so lucky. You know what I mean? But it is the kinds of things, or, you know, stuff that is coming out of Florida, stuff that's coming out of, you know, Robert E. Lee had been in Afghanistan. You're the one. No, anyway, I'm telling you too much.
Bruh, I put it on everything I love that Biden is the most entertaining, boring president I've ever seen in my life. Okay? Early on, I was very concerned that Biden would be too boring. There wouldn't be much I could really say about him or talk about him because he's just boring, okay? But he has proved me wrong to my pleasure. He's given me plenty of content. And this right here is peak Biden, right? This is peak Biden. He's clearly not only just concerned about the F Biden songs, he's concerned about Trump. Trump is on his mind, right? Because now he's sitting here talking about, whoa, Trump saying that he want to box me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, when you was on the campaign trail, bro, you was all about trying to square up with Trump.
They asked me, would I like to debate this gentleman? And I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him. I shouldn't have said that. But then I was told that's just locker room talk.
What happened, Biden? What happened, bro? You was talking big game on the campaign trail, okay? Now, all of a sudden, you're not interested in squaring up with Trump? You ain't interested no more? See, you know, this is just hilarious to me, man. Biden is truly the gift that keeps on giving. But what I do know, guys, is that the man is concerned, right? And watching Trump yesterday do his little 9/11 tour versus Biden, dude, guys, it's clear. Election season is about to start. I'm serious. Like, it is clearly going to be Biden versus Trump again. That's what it kind of feels like is happening. Now, initially, I said, yeah, there was kind of, you know, some movement for Ron DeSantis. It seemed like DeSantis was going to take over. But Biden is doing so bad that I think a lot of people are looking back and saying, wait, this country was a lot better under Trump. We kind of want to go back to what we knew was working. Because Biden hasn't really fulfilled any of his promises. And one of the main things he campaigned on, guys, was the whole, I'm going to shut down the virus. Lo and behold, he gets in office, even with the layup from Trump in regards to the vaccine. Look where we're at. That's why you're seeing him ramp up this whole, vaccine mandate thing. After coming out and saying multiple times between him, his administration, the CDC, Fauci, they all say, oh no, we're not going to do a vaccine mandate, right? That violates people's personal and individual freedoms. Now they're going back on that because that is the only place that Biden feels like he can win now, right? When you look at all his numbers, his highest approval is when it comes to the pandemic. But even that's falling, guys. So now he's trying to double down and say, you know what? We're going to try to get that back up, and very least to say, you know what? We're handling this pandemic right. Okay? Because he spent all that time talking about how bad Trump was and all this stuff, and dude hasn't done anything whatsoever. So I'm telling you, just listen to what he's saying, listen to what he's doing. This administration is desperate. They know that everything is falling apart. And when you actually hear Biden talk, right, off the cuff, when he's not using the script, you can tell the man is shook, right? He's shook. He's worried about boxing Trump. He's worried about the F Biden signs. Dude, it's going to be a hell of a ride the next 3 years. I'm telling you. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.